The last thing I remember from the hospital was looking up at my dad and saying, "Don't let me die, please, don't let me die." Then I lost consciousness and was put into an induced coma during the transportation. Upon arriving at the hospital, I experienced my first cardiac arrest and was revived by the Code Blue team after multiple rounds of compressions. I experienced a tunnel of swirling, bright lights pulling inside me. I went head first, but I didn't feel a sensation of falling. The vividly displayed lights were colors which I had never before experienced. The colors were contrasted heavily by the total blackness that was left in the rest of the void of the tunnel. I also felt and heard a humming or vibration sensation, which I was aware of was coming from my chest. I remember thinking that this was coming from the doctors working with some kind of suction device to clean out my lungs. This procedure made me very uncomfortable with the constant buzzing and vibration that I felt coming from my chest, but I had a sensation of relief, too, knowing that my lungs were finally being cleaned out. The lights of this tunnel were somehow comforting, too, in a way that I just can't explain. In the distance, a light was approaching me, and although I couldn't see it well, I knew that it was God. As I approached the throne of God, I felt a mixture of awe and trepidation. God sat upon his throne, radiating an aura of power and majesty about him that left me trembling with reverence. With a voice that was both powerful and compassionate, he spoke to me about the natural disasters and pandemics that have swept across the world recently. I had always wondered why the earth always suffered from calamities. "My child," he said, "I see the confusion and fear in your heart about the pandemics and natural disasters that have befallen your world. Know that I am aware of your struggles and that I am with you always." God went on to explain that these events are not punishments, but rather reminders of the fragility of human life and the importance of compassion and cooperation. He spoke of the need for humanity to work together to care for one another, to protect the vulnerable, and to respect the planet that had been entrusted to them. This was reassuring because I was heartbroken recently when I watched thousands of people in Turkey die after an earthquake there. I was extremely worried when I saw those things, so I asked God about the lesson of the Turkey earthquake. "Lord, I am troubled by the recent earthquake in Turkey. I know that natural disasters happen, but I cannot understand why so many innocent lives have to be lost." God listened to me with compassion, and when I finished, he began to speak. "My child, I know that it is difficult to understand why these things happen," he said, "but know that I am with you always, and that I feel the pain of all those who have been affected by this tragedy." He went on to explain that the world was created with a delicate balance, and that natural disasters were a part of that balance. He spoke of the need for humanity to care for the planet and to work together to prevent the worst effects of climate change and other environmental factors. God also spoke of the importance of love and compassion in times of crisis, and how we must come together as a global community to support one another in times of need. He reminded me that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and that through faith and perseverance, we can overcome any challenge. As I listened to God's words, I felt a sense of comfort and reassurance. And although the pain of loss would never completely go away, I knew that I was not alone in my grief, and with his guidance and support, I felt empowered to work towards a better future for all. I always hear about the Lord's return, so I thought I would love to know the truth about it. And so I asked him about the day of his return, the day when he would come again to judge the living and the dead. "Lord, when will you come again?" I said. "What will it be like?" My voice was filled with wonder and anticipation. God listened to me with infinite patience, and then he spoke. "My child, no one knows the day or the hour of my return, not even the angels in heaven. But know that when the day comes, it will be a day of great rejoicing and also of judgment." God went on to explain that on that day the faithful would be separated from the unfaithful, and that all would be judged according to their deeds. He spoke of the importance of living a life of love and compassion, of caring for the least among us, and of being faithful to his teachings. He also spoke of the importance of being ready for his return at all times, for no one knows when that day will come. He urged me to be vigilant, to pray constantly, and to live my life in such a way that I would be ready to meet him whenever he returned. As I listened to God's words, I felt a sense of awe and humility. The thought of his return filled me with both fear and hope, but I knew that with his guidance and love, I would be ready for whatever lay ahead. And so I prayed, asking for the strength to live a life worthy of his grace and mercy, and to be ready for the day of his return. I stopped, as if awakened then. I was like a child meeting his father after days away with big questions about the earth. At this moment, I felt immensely grateful, full of love and reverence, and I wanted to give God my greatest gift. "Lord," I said, "I have brought you a gift, the most precious thing I own," I said, my voice trembling with emotion. God looked at me with love and compassion, and then he spoke. "My child, you need not bring me any gifts," he said, "for all that you have is a gift for me. But I am touched by your gesture, and I would like to know what it is that you have brought." With trembling hands I presented him a gift. It was a simple wooden box, but inside was a collection of memories and moments that were precious to me beyond measure. There were photographs of loved ones, letters from friends and family, and other mementos that had held great significance to me. "I wanted to give you something that was truly meaningful to me," I said, "something that I hold dear in my heart." God took the box from me and looked inside, and as he examined each item, a smile spread across his face. "My child, this is truly a beautiful gift. Each of these memories represents a moment of love, of joy, of gratitude, and I am grateful for each one of them." He went on to explain that life is a gift, and that the most precious moments are those shared with loved ones. He spoke of the importance of cherishing every moment, of living life to the fullest, and of always being grateful for the blessings in our lives. As I listened to his words, I felt a sense of peace and contentment. I knew that the gift I had brought him was small in comparison to the gift of love and life that he had given me, but I also knew that the moments and memories that I held dear were a testament to his grace and love. And so I left his presence with a heart filled with gratitude and love, knowing that he would always be with me, guiding me, blessing me with his love. I wanted to stay there with him forever, but he told me, "My child, it is not yet your time to leave this earth and enter into the realm of the afterlife through a near-death experience. You still have much to learn, much to experience, and much too much to offer to the world. Your journey here on earth is not yet complete, and there is still much work to be done. Don't be afraid or anxious, for I am with you always, guiding and protecting you. I know that the challenges you face can be difficult and overwhelming at times, but remember, I am here to help you through them. You are stronger than you realize, and you have the power within you to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. Remember, your life on earth is a precious gift, and it should be lived with purpose and meaning. Embrace every moment, cherish every relationship, and live your life with joy and gratitude. When the time comes for you to leave this earth, you will do so with peace and fulfillment, knowing that you have lived a life of purpose and made a positive impact on the world. So, don't worry, my child. Don't worry about what is to come. Instead, focus on living your life to the fullest, and trust that I will be with you every step of the way. I love you, my child, and I am proud of the person you are becoming.